What is work? And why is it here? Why am I talking about work when everybody doesn't want to work anymore when they retire? What's that all about? Your relationship to work. Very important thing is how you feel about work, especially now that you've retired or considering retirement. Talk a little bit about meaning. What's meaningful to you? Because in retirement, one of the things that I like to do with my clients is help them find what the meaning is of their lives. As we grow older, we start to think a little bit more about that. Why am I here? A lot of people, take care of their grandkids, and that's very satisfying. So what's your meaning? And what's your purpose? What is purpose? Purpose is like the engine behind the meaning. But first you have to discover what your meaning is. I talk a little bit about how to come up with a protirement. I call it a flow. Did you ever hear of a flow chart? A flow chart is just, what you do now and then and then and then. Talk a little bit about passion. What are your passions? What have you been passionate about in your life? And why is that here? I don't know if we're going to do a life purpose meditation. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't help, but we'll see what happens when we get there. And then the most important part of this is we're going to write the life mission statement. Hi, welcome.
Hi, sorry I'm late. I have my mom with me.
Ah, okay.
I'm not retiring, I wish.
Are there two people you would say?
Yes.
I see, okay.
Oh, yeah, I'll take a packet for my dad.
Okay. So I'll give you 3. Is that what it is?
Oh, no, I don't need one. I'll just read theirs. That's fine.
Okay.
I don't want to waste it.
No, it's okay. Here you go.
Thank you very
We
much.
just got finished discussing why people are here. Here you go. Okay. What's your name? Say it again. A-N-N-A. I don't need to know your last name. It's okay.
Oh.
Yes, what's yours?
Shobha, S-H-O-B-H-A.
Gotcha. Good. Okay, just to get a sense of what's going on, why are you here today?
I'm here just supporting my mom.
Okay. Yes, Mom.
I'm DLC. After the retirement, I can get something.
Okay, what are you doing right now?
I am retired.
You're retired already. What did you do before you retired?
I was working in the state civil service.
She was a nurse.
Ah, you're a nurse. Ah, okay, terrific. Okay. So we were just talking a little bit about what the program is all about. If you turn to page 2 of this package, you'll see the numbers at the bottom right-hand corner of the page. And we talked a little bit about what we're going to do. So the agenda is on page 2. It's on 2 sides of the page. Okay, so we're talking about what it's like to participate in the group. The more you participate, the more you get out of it. I have a model that I built called the Broitman. I am a retirement, career, and business coach. Okay, so I have a lot of clients who I coach through their initial retirement, and then later. I have some clients who I've had for 4 or 5 years in their retirement. I myself am retired. So let me tell you a little bit about that. When I first retired, I said there's no way that I could sit at home and do nothing because I'm too, whatever you want to call it, I just could never do that. So I formed a group of 25 people who were retiring. And because I wanted to find out what they were doing. This was, again, about 10 years ago, a little bit more than 9 years ago. And I began to discover that very few people had a very defined plan of what they were going to do. And I needed more than that. I really needed to define what I was going to do, because if I spent more than a week at home without, getting up and doing something, that I would go nuts. And so I had to keep myself, I just have to be busy. And so what I discovered is some people don't need to be busy. Some people are good just doing what we might consider leisure time. But I also discovered that leisure time is not meaningful unless you do some work. Leisure, by definition, is not working. And here all of a sudden I said, well, I didn't know what to do. And I said, I can't spend my life in leisure without doing something. Otherwise it doesn't have any meaning anymore. The leisure time doesn't make any difference and I'll go crazy if I have to do that. So I knew that I had to develop something to do. So I began to work with this group, and there were 25 people in this group. And slowly each person began to move away, whatever it was, and I was left with a core group of around 12 people, and we met once a month for 2 years. And over that 2-year period of time, I began to discover what it is that people go through when they retire. Usually it takes 3 to 4 months. When I say usually, you got to be careful because this is not a rule. There are some people who do just fine. But other people, after 3 months, all of a sudden get bored. And I'm going to tell you why they got bored. I'm going to talk a little bit about what boredom is and why people get bored. And some of the ill effects of boredom as well. But other people needed to formulate a plan. So I began to do research on retirement. And I decided, you know what, I love running this group. And what I really wanted to do is become a retirement coach. So that was the first certification I got. There was this very simple program that I went to. It was done by this psychologist who had developed this whole theory about what retirement is all about. And I really enjoyed that, and I started doing these kind of programs, and I began to get clients, individual clients. So I really began to enjoy it, because I really love to help people get what they want. But I discovered one very important thing, and I've said this already, that most people don't know what they want. And that's a real problem. If you don't know what you want, you can't get it. So the first thing is to help people define. And everybody's want is different. There are no two people who have the same want. Some people love playing ball and playing bridge and that kind of stuff, and other people had to work. So I've helped people put together resumes, and that led to my getting certified as a career coach as well. I have a lot of retired people who went back to work, so I began to do career plans with them. And I got certified in career management. And I worked for a consulting firm as a career manager for 3 years, and I decided enough working for big companies. I didn't want to do that anymore. I didn't want the bureaucracy of the big company. I also, during that period of time, have done a lot of business coaching because a lot of people wanted to go into business. Now that I knew about because I was a strategic planner when I worked for the banks. And I knew how to do a lot of this stuff in planning a business or a small business. So I helped a lot of people formulate that as well. And believe it or not, several people had one person who went into, it was a woman who went into her business with her husband, who was an attorney, and they developed this product. So I developed a business plan for the product. And then I've helped several different people. I've helped somebody set up a recruiting firm. I helped another person set up, book publishing. So I've done a lot of different things, and I found that when you get to the retirement age, it's not necessarily that you want to stay home. So I myself right now have my own business. It's called the Retirement Network, and I do a lot of coaching. I do a lot of career coaching today because people have lost their jobs. So I do a lot of job searching, but I do resume writing, teach people how to take interviews, I teach people how to network to find a job if they want a job, or set up a business. Okay, so what we're going to discuss is the mission statement. I started off writing a mission statement, and it was 4 sentences long. Ultimately, after 4 years, I got it down to just, I help people get what they want. That's my mission. And what we're going to do today is I'm going to help you find your mission. A very important step to deciding what it is that you want to do, because that's the first step in really doing what you want, is discovering that. We'll do a self-assessment. We're going to come up with your individual skills, characteristics, values, and that kind of thing to get a sense of what it is that you're all about and how to make that work. So, and then we're going to do what I call